All right, True Crime Grapevine fans. This is me, Patti Lee. This is our last case to talk about. It is a court case, and it's the court case. We haven't talked about it before, and it's older than the other court cases, so I saved it till last. This is the Pike County Massacre. And I think I'm going to do a specific deep dive on this, but let me just tell you, this has just gone to court, and in this past week, I don't even know if I have time to tell you about all this. I might actually, I think I will just tell you that the jury has been selected for this case, and they're doing something interesting by taking the jury to the locations that are important to this case, like physically taking them. There were 8 people murdered. It did turn out to be custody related, but it took authorities over a year or so to figure out, like, to untangle it from what it kind of looked like. And I think at least one person was killed specifically to hide the actual motive of what was going on. We have, it's not like Hatfield and McCoy's or Romeo and Juliet, but if you took Hatfield and McCoy's and you scrunched it up with Romeo and Juliet, you would have the Wagners and the RHODENs of Pike County in, well, they're not all in Pike County, but Pike County, Ohio. So it's southern Ohio, near sort of the Ohio, getting close to the Ohio River, kind of close to Kentucky, so kind of in that sort of very clannish, sort of old Scotch-Irish, like my family, my people versus your people, and how things can get really crazy, which is what happened in 2006. We have a little baby girl who was 3 years old at the time with Hannah RHODEN, her mom, and Jake Wagner, her dad. Now, the other interesting thing was Jake Wagner was dating Hannah RHODEN, and the age of when she was dating him and when the baby was conceived and born, yeah, Hannah was underage. Jake was older. So there was a problem right from the beginning with this relationship. Plus it was tumultuous, and Hannah ended up breaking up with Jake, and that didn't go too well over with the Wagners, because the Wagners were very possessive, like very criminally so, as it turned out. So the mom, Angela, the dad, Billy, but his name was George Wagner III, and their sons, Jake and George Wagner IV, they all lived together, and both Jake and George Jr. had children that were from girlfriends. George might have been married, but anyways, that they wanted the children to live with them. Angela was in charge. They homeschooled the children. They all decided what to do together. It was very basically clannish. And I'll get into it more. It deserves its own like little pod episode, but it seems like all the Wagners were involved in this scheme to get Sophia, the daughter that Jake and Hannah shared, to be brought up only as a Wagner, and to completely eliminate the mom, like literally. So there was a plan put into place. There was homemade silencers made out of mag flashlights with suppressors. There were, people watched very closely, and a lot of the RHODEN, and they were like a close family as well. Most of them lived very close together. So it was, I think June, was it? Hold on a second. It all occurred. This all went down in 2016 on, I know I have the date of the crime. Sorry about that. I wrote it on the back. So this all happened April 22nd, 2016. And I think I really will do this as an episode, but I just want to let you know, like 8 people in the RHODEN family were shot and killed by the Wagner boys. The mom did not actually, she took part in the conspiracy and the planning. She was not part of the actual crime. That was the father and the 2 sons. And in fact, the son, the mother, Angela, and the father of Sophia, they both have pled and received their sentencing. And especially Jake, he's in for life, but without death penalty, and he made all of his confessions and said he would help prosecute the rest of his family as long, and the deal is, as long as they don't charge them with the death penalty. So they'll go to jail forever, but just he wanted to make sure his family, his brother and father, didn't die. So the mom and the actual son, who was the father of the child that they wanted, had already been pled guilty, been sentenced, but their sentence includes helping prosecute the husband, George Sr., and Billy, who is, his trial is going to be taking place, I believe, in October and November. And then the first one to go on trial is George Jr., George IV, Wagner. They have the jury picked out. It's very interesting about the jury. Some of them sort of know, like it's from the area and they know the people, and it's very, I wonder if that's going to be an appeal issue. But anyways, the whole thing is very interesting, including all the way down to Ohio's Governor Mike DeWine. He was the Attorney General during the time this took place and was intimately involved in making sure that these people were prosecuted fully to the, really, very involved. So now he's the governor. So, and he's running for governor again. So there's all of this interesting power, political stuff, and I'm just amazed it wasn't moved to get a jury that was a little less biased. They tried to strike jurors that didn't say, I don't believe in the death penalty, because he still could get death if his brother doesn't go against exactly, isn't a witness for the prosecution exactly as he said he would be, I guess. I don't know. It's it's very much a Shakespearean, like I said, it's Hatfield and McCoy's meets Romeo and Juliet, only it's not Romeo and Juliet who dies, it's only Juliet and all of Juliet's family. It's like Romeo goes rogue. It's insane. So, and all to get the child, which we've seen a lot of these custody killers. We've seen them. In the Cassie Carley case, the dad, unalived Cassie Carley so he could get his hands on the daughter. There's been a number of them. The man in Colorado who had his new girlfriend unalive and helped clean. I think she didn't help, but she did the cleanup. And he wanted, I believe, another little girl. So, and there was the case of the little girl who was left alive, but her mom was found in the trunk of her car. Just recently we talked about Sierra. Was that Sierra? So there's and the woman who lived in, was it Indiana, around Indianapolis, and she was, I don't think she's been found yet. I have to look that one up. Jennifer Coffendorfer, the FBI agent who is on Twitter and very much an advocate for women who are missing and assumed from interpersonal violence case. Anyways, that case where they were in Atlanta and he went home and somehow had this weird story about how she was out in Indianapolis in February or something in her shorts and went somewhere. which she seems to have been gone missing in Atlanta. Again, a newborn, like that was, I believe, a son involved. But there's all these people who unalive their spouse to get at a child. Custody killers. It is a thing. I think foetus doulos, similar. They want the children. So try to make it work if you have kids, and please don't get involved in people who are violent and weird families. Know the family before you just don't date. You're not dating the person. You are dating a family. So I'll get in more to that, but just know that the jury has been picked. It was selected as well as alternates, and they have already visited, the jury has visited the crime scene before opening statements. Opening statements will take place on September 6th, immediately following the Labor Day weekend. Again, happy Labor Day weekend. Maybe I'll make a little update, like case, learn this case. But you can learn all about this case. I think there's a whole podcast about the Pike County murders. So you can look up that podcast. You can find out about it. But I will try to create just a little extra backstory deep dive, because this is nuts. It's right up there with the Murdaugh case. It's probably a little more, we know the ending, so it's a little more understood than the Murdaugh case, but it is still very Shakespearean, very insane. So, True Crime Grapevine fans, thank you for listening to this very long review. I'm sorry it took me a couple extra days. September is here. If you have any suggestion for September cocktails that I can theme with the rest of the September reviews, let me know. I'm thinking appletini maybe some hard cider. That seems very September-y. Please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you will. Leave me any comments if you have any suggestions, any corrections, because we all know I take copious notes when I talk to you all, but then I go and talk like a conversation so it doesn't sound stilted, and I could be making some mistakes. Okay, there goes Luna. Here goes me. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next week. Oh, I don't have my outro music. All right, bye.